Welcome to the wild, wacky, and frankly bewildering world of Avengers Doomsday, where Marvel apparently decided that subtlety is for quitters and restraint is just a fancy word they don't understand. But here's where things get really spicy. The movie itself is so jam-packed with characters, it's like Marvel took every action figure they could find, threw them in a blender, and called it a day. We're talking X-Men characters who haven't even been properly introduced yet, the Fantastic Four whose movie hasn't even hit theaters, the Thunderbolts who are still figuring out their own identity, and basically every superhero who's ever looked at a camera and said, "I am inevitable." One Guardian writer perfectly captured the chaos by saying Marvel is floundering around in the dark, like a drunken octopus trying to put on a sweater. And honestly, that mental image is both hilarious and deeply concerning. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, or should I say, the shield-wielding super soldier in the room. Chris Evans is back as Steve Rogers, and the internet is having what can only be described as a collective meltdown. Fans are absolutely livid, and I mean livid, with capital letters and probably some very creative curse words. One particularly passionate fan summed it up perfectly: the MCU just keeps on disrespecting Sam Wilson, and I am tired. And you know what? They have a point. Anthony Mackie spent an entire movie proving he was worthy of that shield, dealing with legacy and expectations and all that heavy emotional stuff, only for Marvel to basically say, "Thanks for playing, but we're bringing back the original." Kevin Feige, Marvel's big boss man, really didn't help matters when he basically blamed Captain America Brave New World's lukewarm reception on it being the first without Chris Evans. Like, sir, did you just throw your current Captain America under the bus and then back over him for good measure? The fan reactions were swift and brutal. People were asking, what is the point? That whole movie about exactly this scenario only for them to bring back Steve anyway? It's like watching someone spend 6 years building a beautiful sandcastle only to kick it down because they missed their old bucket and shovel. But wait, there's more, because apparently one controversial return wasn't enough. We're also getting Robert Downey Jr. back, but this time as Dr. Doom. Yes, you heard that right. The man who gave us the most emotionally devastating "I'm an Iron Man" moment in cinematic history is now playing the bad guy. It's like finding out your favorite teacher is now working for the principal's office. The cognitive dissonance is real, people. Now, let's talk about Thor, because Chris Hemsworth is apparently as tired of the comedy routine as the rest of us. Remember Love and Thunder? That movie where Thor was basically a walking meme generator? Well, apparently Hemsworth himself wanted to dial it back, and Doomsday is promising to return our favorite Asgardian to his Infinity War-era seriousness. We're talking about a desperate god, one pleading to his father for protection during the fights that lie ahead. Gone are the days of rock creature best friends and goat screaming competitions. This Thor is going back to being the mythological powerhouse who makes you believe in thunder gods and epic battles. The Russo brothers, who somehow managed to make Endgame work despite it being an equally insane character juggling act, are back to try their magic again. That movie made $2.8 billion, which is basically more money than some small countries see in a year. But here's the million-dollar question. Or should I say the $2.8 billion question? Was Endgame a cosmic fluke? Or do these directors actually have some secret code for making cinematic symphonies out of character chaos? The fan base is split right down the middle like a perfectly controversial sandwich. On one side, you've got people saying this whole thing is pathetic and desperate, that Marvel spent 6 years introducing new characters only to panic and bring back the old guard when things got a little rocky. On the other side, you've got fans pointing out that people complained about movies like Eternals, The Marvels, and Multiverse of Madness, and now they're complaining about bringing back the originals. It's like Marvel is trapped in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation, which is ironically perfect for a movie called Doomsday. Recent MCU movies have been a bit of a mixed bag, let's be honest. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness pulled in $955 million. Black Panther Wakanda Forever brought in $859 million, and Deadpool and Wolverine absolutely crushed it with over $1.38 billion.
But then you have movies like Captain America: Brave New World getting a 5 out of 10 from IGN, which is basically the cinematic equivalent of a participation trophy. So here we are, staring down the barrel of December 18th, 2026, wondering if we're about to witness a masterpiece or a beautiful disaster.